What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into X-Force issue number 37. It is finally time to reveal who is the man with the peacock tattoo. With Domino and Omega Red recently discovering Beast's clandestine space prison, this has severely eroded the trust inside of X-Force. But right now, there are more important things at hand. The investigation into the anti-mutant group known as Xeno. They are attempting to replicate and sell mutant biotech, with Beast suggesting a radical offensive move, leaking one of the mutant eggs. This was all in hopes that the mysterious man with the peacock tattoo would take it and lead X-Force to the secret base of operations. And while many on X-Force believe this to be a bad idea, Beast is saying that there is no concern whatsoever that this egg is unusable with the current technology that Xeno has. What they don't know is the man with the peacock tattoo has a secret weapon. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the point in Krakoa, with Beast letting Sage know to activate the transmitter, the one that he hid inside of the mutant egg, with Deadpool coming in and bugging them, trying to figure out if there's any updates, what they're supposed to be doing, because right now, he is bored out of his mind, with Beast grabbing him and throwing him out of the room. He goes back to Domino, Omega Red, and he really tries bugging them as well. But Omega Red, he seems very focused on something else, while Deadpool does his thing, saying that they should have a catchphrase or a handshake or something of that nature when it comes to X-Force. This is where we see him pull out his swords and he cuts an X onto Omega Red's butt. Omega Red grabbing Deadpool and throwing him out of the waterfall yet again. But Omega Red is focused on a wall. Now, Deadpool had pointed out that Omega Red is sitting here just staring at this wall, but he seems to know something that others don't. Maybe it's not in fact a wall. Maybe there is something hidden behind it. We have seen that Beast has secret locations all over Krakoa, ones that not even the other members of X-Force actually know about. This is how he was able to keep Wolverine hidden for all of that time. I do believe it is safe to say that this does take place before the last issue of Wolverine, because we saw Wolverine being saved. Or really, he saved himself and Sage came in at the last moment. Or the other running theory is that Sage is keeping Wolverine hidden until this mission is done. But when we pick back up with Sage and Beast, they are able to pick up the signal of the egg. The only problem, they're only getting a general location, somewhere in Eastern Africa. In a matter of moments, this signal goes dead. Beast believing that this is impossible. This Sage must have done something wrong. But the true likely possibility is that Beast has been played. Sage letting it be known that if you are so sure about them not being able to stop the tracker, how can you be so sure that this egg can't be used by them? Because if they can figure out how to use it, you just gave Xeno mutant kind's greatest weapon. This is when Domino chimes in saying that there is maybe another way to find Xeno. She used to carry the scars from them after everything they did to her, physically, emotionally. She has part of her memory that is missing. What she is suggesting is taking all those memories back in. This will take her back to the past, back to Xeno. This will help her possibly be able to find the location. With all these memory files currently in the archives, this is not something that is out of the realm of possibility. And so while they discuss this as an option, we pick up with the man with the peacock tattoo. As he sits here and laughs at the arrogance of mutant kind. He knew that they wouldn't simply allow him to have a resurrection egg, But with the help of this young boy by his side, he was able to hack it, disabling all failsafes, including their ability to track its location. As he tells this young boy that he is building, we see mutants of all kinds, mostly X-Force members, from Kid Omega to Domino to Wolverine, in giant vats trying to recreate them. And sometimes, of course, this was met with failure. On a table nearby, we see Beast and Wolverine combined together, but this is just a sloppy abomination. He came to the conclusion that the egg was the missing link he needed, and he wouldn't have been able to crack it without Max. Max is a young boy, and if you're asking yourself who the heck is Max, if you remember back in X-Force issue number 26, Zeno sent some operatives onto Krakoa to steal some babies. Max is one of those babies that had been taken. Young Max calling the man with the peacock tattoo Papa. He does ask if you are going to chop me up into little pieces. The boy appearing to be a relatively powerful telepath. With this ability, sometimes he is able to hear in the mind of the man with the peacock tattoo. He knows that the words that are inside of his brain are different than the ones that come out of his mouth. But more than anything, this boy is simply curious. He wants to know about the Peacock Man's father, where he came from, because it appears that the Peacock Man is always thinking about his father, whether he loves him or hates him. Max can't really tell, but he wants to understand. And so he starts to go into detail, talking about him and his father spending time on a remote island. It was wonderful, it was beautiful, there were peacocks all over the place. As he goes on describing this scene, Max immediately catches on that he is lying to him, that this is not in fact his origin story. Now that is what takes us over to the hatchery. With Domino hooked up, they are about to drop all of her memories from Zeno back into her brain. The reinsertion of this archive, it could conceivably result in her feeling everything all over again. That is why she doesn't want Jean or Hope doing this psychically. She wants a direct injection. This pain is her burden alone and she will take it on. With Beast hooking everything up, these memories start going into her mind, seeing a little bit of everything. Her in the vat, her fighting against Zeno, her being captured, seeing the brother of Colossus, overhearing conversations talking about a laboratory in Genosha that is twice this size. That is the information she was looking for. Snapping out of this, letting Sage know that he is in Genosha. Taking us back over to the Peacock Man and Max. Max right now threatening to use his powers and abilities, because right now the Peacock Man is lying to him. As he tries to calm Max down, he gives him the true story. But this story is a deeply unpleasant one. He was one of many children, but the truth is, all of his quote-unquote brothers, they were all clones of their father. They were all grown in a lab. Sometimes he would invite them to help and join in the lab. He would call this school. Sometimes they would come back from school, sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes some of them would graduate. These children locked away in cells, having a sink in their cell that gives them a protein paste. While they don't know where this protein paste came from, many of them theorized that it was other children, that it was other clones. But one day, he is pulled out to work in the laboratory. They were brewing some kind of solution that made the air in the lab hurt to breathe. The younger son Thomas made an error, one that he had paid for. With an explosion in the lab, his face severely scarred because of this. With one of the other clones coming to check on him to see if he is still alive. This is where we see him grab that clone and smash his face against the bars. This clone having a little more access than the others. He takes the key card, he opens up his cage, and he runs. This is the story of the man with the peacock tattoo. When it comes to who his father is, who he is the clone of, he is the legacy of the Gene Engineer. Now that is what takes us over to X-Force. As they make their way to Genosha, this place is in ruins, mostly rubble, mostly fallen trees. This is all because of the Empire event that took place roughly about 3 years ago. As they fly in close, they're not able to see much on the surface, but they can tell that there is a crap ton of electricity flowing to this place. As they hover over a specific area, this is when the guards come out. The creations of the Peacock Man. They start popping out of everywhere, with them attacking. Down in the sublevels, we have young Max who is feeling the scars of the Peacock Man. But even with this knowledge, Max is still terrified. He is terrified that the Peacock Man is going to chop him up into little pieces. He's afraid of this because he is not really the son of him. Just like he isn't the son of the Gingier. That he is nothing more than yet another experiment. As Max goes running, the Peacock Man begging him to come back, saying that he doesn't understand. That with his abilities, they have been able to take their experiments to the next level. That they are building something very special. That is when, from the egg that they have, we see his abomination. A mixture of Wolverine, of Omega Red, of Beast, of Colossus. They are creating the ultimate weapon. It has now hatched. And X-Force, they are about to have their hands full. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is one heck of a weapon to have against the X-Men, appearing to also be imbued with the powers of Kid Omega, Omega Red, Colossus, Wolverine, Beast. This is one formidable foe. And I do think it's funny because there's a lot of people out here that are trying to do this exact thing. Sinister, in fact, being one of those people. It is quite interesting that this kid is Max. Now, if you guys are wondering how that baby aged up, it's because he gave him a serum to age up his body. It's really that simple. That's why Max looked like he's like 8 or 9 years old. Now, so far, this run has really been a lot of fun. I do enjoy this story arc. My problem with X-Force right now is that Beast has done a lot of things. In fact, you could say that he is well off, deserved his place in the pit. But somehow, they keep brushing these things off, as if it's not some big deal. He had a secret space prison where he was capturing and experimenting on people from all over the universe. You know, right now with the sins of Sinister, they're saying that they should have locked him up a long time ago. They shouldn't have allowed something like this to go on, while also allowing a secret operative organization to operate under their noses, doing all kinds of horrible things, to include having Wolverine go out and assassinate political and military leaders. But that isn't even what bothers me the most. What bothers me the most is that we have yet to see Kid Omega ever since the beginning of Judgment Day. He simply disappeared. We don't know where he went. We don't know why he went anywhere. Wolverine was investigating it a little bit, but then everything happened with him being turned into the psychopath killer yet again. So I am hoping that by the time we are done with this story arc, we're gonna start focusing on Quentin. We're gonna figure out where he went, why he is gone, and how we could possibly get him back. He was just starting to truly come into his own, to figure out who he is and what he wants to be. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with X-Force, be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do any of that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.